ChatGPT is on another level.
There's no such thing as a safe cell phone. Zero.
Massive outages are happening all over right now.
And away we go.
Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Hope everyone out there's having a good day, y'all. We got a good one coming up today for you guys, y'all. We got 7 seconds with no gravity this summer, Greenland talk, celeb deaths being linked to Epstein. We got a lot to get into today, a lot to unwrap, y'all. Before we get into it, make sure you guys watch from start to finish. That really helps the channel grow. But with that being said, let's do what we came here for. Let's get into the video. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. That's disgusting.
And away we go. So remember Trump said we're going to take Greenland the easy way or the hard way? Well, it looks like the easy way because there's a major meeting going down right now. So right here we see Greenland and Denmark officials pulling up to the White House to possibly talk shop. Now, while all this is going down, I do find this pretty interesting because Verizon has a major outage, leaving millions of people out of service right now, particularly in the East Coast region in DC where the meeting's happening. So one or two things are happening. This is a major security breach itself, or this is actually induced to protect all that vital information going down in that meeting in the White House. Then right after that, we have the actual White House account posting this where it says, "Which way Greenland, man?" Now, of course, on this side, we have China and Russia alluding to that if we don't take Greenland, they're going to take Greenland and it's going to cost us our national security, right? Well, security may be breached already because this U.S. Navy sailor has just been sentenced to 16 years in prison for selling our secrets to the Chinese. Reports say that he was paid to walk the pier and to see which ships were docked, and he fed them pictures and videos of the Essex, ship locations, and weapons details through encrypted messages from March of 22 to August 23. But two things can be true because all of a sudden we have a bunch of billionaires interested and investing in rare earth mineral mining to build something called Freedom City. And yes, this is very real because Peter Thiel has invested over $500 billion into a startup called Praxis to revitalize Western civilization in Greenland. Now, they're saying this Freedom City is going to be an AI hub along with autonomous vehicles, space launch operations, micro-nuclear reactors, high-speed railways, the works. All in all, this is going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. Make sure you guys hit up my YouTube, The Maverick Approach, and let me know what you guys think. Is America going to take Greenland? Let me know below.
Okay, hold on a second. What if dinosaurs, which we know the name was created in the 1800s, before that they called them something else. What if the reason dinosaurs were so big, dinosaurs were real, they were giant reptiles. But what if the way they got to be giant was because the air was different thousands of years ago?
That's what they say.
Why would the air be different, you may ask? The giant tree, Devil's Tower. Did you know that there's an identical Devil's Tower looking structure, basalt columns they call it, in Antarctica? They're all over the place. The Tabletop Mountains in South America, the Giant's Causeway in Ireland, which is strange because it's a whole island of basalt column, which means that if it was, and it's flat, of course, on top. It's flat on top because of erosion. But here's the thing. What if the air was different? If the air was higher in oxygen, you know that you'd live longer, right? Didn't Noah live to 900 years? Someone said that reptiles don't stop growing. They never stop growing. And if they had enough oxygen, they would get gigantic. Dragonflies were gigantic. Is it because the atmosphere was higher in oxygen because there was giant trees? Think about that. Now, a lot of people ask, well, where'd the giant trees go? If they did cut them down, like Devil's Tower, if it is, like, where to go? I don't know. But I just have a hard time fathoming that magma formed hexagonal patterns all over this tree stump. When the last time I checked, go look at the photos of magma that's cooled in Hawaii, and it's like there's no pattern to it, okay? And that's the same hexagon structure you get in all trees, like all plants have that hexagon structure in their cells. So I'm postulating the idea that the reason there was giant reptiles and giant insects and people lived longer is because the air had more oxygen in it because of the giant trees. But here's the crazy part. Why did they cut the trees down? The story goes, have you ever read some of these fairy tales, dude? I'm talking Jack and the Beanstalk. Like, I found a book, 1960s children's book of Reader's Digest, the best fairy tales. Every one of them is talking about giants, and every one of them, the giants were unfortunate. They weren't like a friendly hippy-dippy giant that's a nice guy that lifts you up to get fruit off a tree. It was like brutal giants.
Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Now, did you also know that when we know that the Native Americans would say how, do you know what that was about? How many fingers are on your hand? If you had 6 fingers, you were a descendant of Nephilim, and you were to be feared, and they didn't want to hang out with you. How was how many fingers? If you had 6, you were related to the Nephilim. We'll talk more about this in part 2.
So I'm doing a story about a plane crash that happened a while ago.
It's creepy.
And I just wonder how many of these cars that are abandoned here around the airport were actually victims of some sort of disaster. Like, who owned this car here? These 3 cars, that van and this VW behind, are also abandoned, but this has been sitting so incredibly long, guys. Look at that. That's pretty wild. Like, what happened to these people? Clearly, since it's by the airport, they must have gotten on a plane or something and never returned. Same with this car. I mean, these are just forgotten about. I mean, what the heck could have happened to these people? Pretty sure this van's abandoned. It's got like dust on it. You never know, guys. What's in this van? Is there a dead body in there? There's literally a lot of stuff. Interesting. Someone even tried to open this right here. There's no plate, so I can't see the year, but what happened to this guy? This is actually crazy, guys. What year was this left? Registered in 26. But there's literally luggage inside here, guys. It's clear that luggage is like decayed. What the heck is this?
Well, if they got 26 tags.
That's so weird. It's like they were going to the airport and that was it, but why is this registered for 26?
President Trump issued a chilling warning to NATO. If the United States attacks Greenland, NATO better stand back. He made it clear that if NATO troops are stationed on the island, America will go to war with them. Today, the Prime Minister of Greenland responded by formally requesting protection from NATO and severing all ties with the United States. They have made it clear no negotiations will take place. Meanwhile, Trump hasn't held back either, stating, "We will have Greenland," and even hinting at the use of military force. But things have gotten even more complicated. If the United States places troops on Greenland, NATO's Article 5 could be activated, with Denmark requesting NATO's involvement. France has already taken its side, preparing plans to send nuclear submarines to defend Greenland. The situation is growing more serious by the hour, and Trump seems prepared to sacrifice NATO in order to secure Greenland. So, what do you think? Who would win in this global showdown, NATO or the United States? Share.
Like, now we're going to war with NATO, y'all. That's what's unfolding here. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that we don't even know, right? But I mean, like, take over, not like join allegiance with them, but take over Greenland. Those are the words he's using, like, take over. Not we're going to join forces with them. We're going to become a great ally with them. We're going to work together, share resources. We're going to take over.
Comments and follow for more updates.
Norway has entered the equation. I had to look and see if this was AI because this guy looks so scary to me. I'm going to have nightmares about him now.
Yeah, see, this is kind of the thing. If the United States decide to attack Denmark, more specifically Greenland, that will mean in a split second, the United States will be in war with Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. Why so? Because we have the Nordic Security Declaration.
Oh, geez. No one told us about the Nordic Security Declaration? Oh, listen, I've watched the show Vikings. I'm not messing with this guy. You can have it. Come on over. We got a Papa John's near the Pentagon. We'll keep you well fed. We surrender. We don't want this. All right? Please. Do you guys not realize the U.S. doesn't win wars? We start them. We capture presidents, we topple regimes, but we don't stay long enough to win. My dad was in Vietnam. He's dead. Okay, my father died, not in the battle and not in the wars, but years later, after decades of suffering, he died of Agent Orange, of course, which was, developed by Monsanto in order to destroy the forest so we could kill the Vietnamese. Little do we know we were destroying our own people. I grew up without a father and had to get into stand-up comedy. How did that work out for us? When I could have just been hanging out in these Northern Lights Alliance, whatever they got going on over there.
Look at this. The guy's brain dead. The guy is literally brain dead in public. Okay? He'll be like, and like, no matter what you do, he's like, this is brain dead, okay? This is a brain freeze. The guy should not be one of the most powerful men in America, but he is. That's the world we live in.
What's wrong with this country?
Because he will not give up power. This is Dianne Feinstein. She died in office. She was 90 years old. She was 90 years old and she was still working and she died in her office. And she was a senator in the United States. These people are literally fighting for life. Okay? They refuse to give up power. They only give up power if they die. This is the U.S. Senate, again, the most powerful political institution in America. These are people who are above the standard retirement age, which is 62, okay? This guy's 90 years old and he's still working. 90 years old and he's still working in the Senate. And he doesn't want to retire. Chuck Grassley.
That's what's wrong with the country, y'all. That's what's wrong is these people are so old and they don't have our best interests no more. Maybe when they first got into Washington, I don't know, 30, 40 years old, they're like, yes, let's make this Democratic. Let's make this Republican Party so great for the people, right? But, when you're at work, right? I used to work at UPS. When I first got there, I was busting my ass like, oh, this is a workout. The older people, right? The people with seniority that were there, they start getting in your ear like, bro, why are you working so hard? These boxes ain't going to stop coming. Take it easy. Chill. You're making us look bad. You know what I mean? Same thing with politics. They get in there hungry and then they get around these people that have been in there for 40, 50 years that are 90 years old that are telling them, relax. We got all day here. You don't got to do this overnight. That's what's a problem, y'all. They need to have terms like a 4-year term, get them in and out, and then keep it fresh in there, I think.
Oh, goodness. I think most people don't think that's the right idea. It is true that
like
the
a
Treasury
lizard.
Secretary has met
That's
on a
crazy.
weekly basis for breakfast or lunch with the head of.
That's why they always wait for your kid to go to school. The police and CPS will wait till they go to school and go to school to talk to them because the school is the parent now and the school will give them access to your child.
Yeah, they do.
And you say, no, the school is your parent. That's why you have to have permission to get your child out of school. You just can't go get them out of school. You go to jail. It's not your child, but people don't know that. So you give up a lot of rights by sending your children to public schools as a parent. If an emergency was to happen in this country, and we've seen this, whether that's a school shooting, a terrorist attack, or a tornado, you cannot go get your kid. I don't care what's going on.
Let me interject on this. I think that what Charleston is saying is 100% correct. I think there's some nuance to it, though. The reason you can't go get your kid in a tornado is because if every parent tried to go get their kid from the school, more people would be getting killed trying to get their kids than they would if the kids were sheltered in place. Same thing with a school shooting. You have a kid running around the school shooting people and 1,500 parents show up, or, it depends on the school, right? I mean, if you're in a high school with 1,500 people, everybody trying to come get their kids, it's going to be more chaos trying to get your kids. So as a safety measure, for the most part, that's why you can't just run up and get your kids. But I do get the point of what he's saying is that you begin to lose connection and parental responsibility for your kids. They take your kid and transition your kid without you knowing at the school. They exude power. It's almost like you're giving over custody in a roundabout way. It's almost like voluntary custody transfer without you understanding that you have signed over a document to give them authority to teach your kids, to counsel your kids. Because if your kid go to school, and there's a part of it that makes sense because if your kid's getting abused and you go to school, they should have a safe place to be able to report abuse. And they should have a safe space to be able to communicate with the police if they need to investigate. So I get it, but also got to be careful because they do take advantage of your children and they do arbitrarily take responsibility as if their parenting dominate your parent. Anyway, don't listen to me or Charleston. Go do your own research. Go to the next video.
I don't know, y'all, because I know when those shootings are going on at schools, like that Uvalde one with the young ones, those cops were just sitting there for, 10 minutes while this guy was in there shooting? They're waiting for SWAT to get there. Like, if you're a parent and you got to sit back and listen to that, not knowing, being held back, that's not right. 1,500 people rushing in there are going to stop that quicker than those cops that are sitting there behind the wall ducking for cover for 10, 15 minutes.
This shit right here is crazy because half of the country just lost service at the same damn time. Reports are saying network outages hitting half of the United States right now. I'm talking Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Virginia, and many more. They said whole cities lit up red, showing the outage on the map. Had phones glitching, internet dropping, calls not going through, people apps was freezing, everything. Company like, nah, y'all chill, it's just internal network issues. But people looking at it sideways like, all these places at the same time? The crazy part is, this shit popped off right when JD Vance went to go meet with officials that was in Denmark and Greenland. So y'all let me know, is that all just a little coincidence or is something else to it? But we gotta keep it real, y'all. When millions of people experience the same thing at the same time, you gotta start asking questions.
Yeah.
Y'all let me know down below in the comments. Did y'all experience this outage? Do you got Verizon? Is your shit still fucked up? Let me know.
If we don't take Greenland, Russia or China will take Greenland, and I am not going to let that happen. Greenland should make the deal because Greenland does not want to see Russia or China take over. They don't go there. It's very far away from Greenland. And Greenland, basically, their defense is 2 dog sleds. Do you know that? Do you know what their defense is? 2 dog sleds. In the meantime, you have Russian destroyers and submarines and China destroyers and submarines all over the place. We're not going to let that happen. And if it affects NATO, then it affects NATO. But, you know, they need us much more than we need them. I will tell you that right now.
What if the world lost gravity for 7 seconds? Do y'all know how devastating that can be?
He said 2 dog
If that
sleds.
was to happen, do you know
It's cold-blooded.
what will happen? Not just to us, but to everything that's movable. First, I'm talking about maybe 80 to 90% of the world will be gone. I mean, like humans, animals, gone. Just think about it. The Earth lose gravity for 7 seconds. That means we're going up. Everything that's down is going up. And what happens when you go up? Everything that goes up must come down, right? And the thing is, you're not even going to be safe in the airplane because once everything loses gravity, everything stops working. Cars, planes, everything. Internet is gone. Everything's gone for them 7 seconds. The ones that I think that'll be able to survive is the people that have bunkers. Or if you have something like underground,
anti-gravity,
you can stop yourself from going up. But everything will feel crazy. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, y'all, is because allegedly this is supposed to happen in August of 2026.
Speaking of bones, why come they never found the dinosaur in one piece with all the bones connected? Why come if you go to the museum right now, it's going to be one real bone and the rest of them bitches fake and duplicated?
Because what people don't understand is every anthropologist, every archaeologist, when they go out there, they're getting a government grant or a loan. If they get $5 million, they got to go out there, do all this work to recover these bones. They don't own those bones.
They take all this shit.
The government takes that and they have to make plaster casts of those bones. So when you see the skeleton, they have copied the skeleton. The actual skeleton is at these research facilities. This is how they bring in all these extinct species back to life.
Mm.
Facts. From getting the nuclear DNA from these bones.
Some of those, you know, I watch Outdoor Boys a lot, you know, and, you know, there's a episode where he was bringing up, you know, anytime there's whale bones washed up on the beaches out there in Alaska, you are not allowed to take them. You have to call, you know, I don't know, the people, they come out and check out the bones before you can take them. So like if they're prehistoric bones or like a whale that they've never seen before that's supposed to be extinct, they're probably going to take those bones. But if it's just a regular, you know, humpback whale or something that washed up, you know, you can keep them. So there's some truth to that.
or World War II guys, some of them would say like, yeah, don't shake the net, boy. And what it meant is that all the pictures of the D-Day invasion and the big cargo nets on the big ships that were putting them on the landing craft, you see the pictures and they're just full of it. Those guys' stories is like, yeah, guys that would be themselves, you know what I mean, or freak out, having panic attacks and like, I'm not going kind of deal, and start freaking out and shaking the net that's about to make all these other guys fall off of it. They'd pull them off of it because either you go or 10 of us go. And so whenever it came to the talk of war trauma, those kind of stories, you know, the ones that we have that we don't even really talk amongst ourselves about, you start bringing that kind of stuff up, they'd be like, don't shake the neck, son.
People were mad at Burlington Coat Factory for forcing you to take your picture before you step in the store. And as you can see, he stood there and allowed it to take his picture. And right there to the left, the gate only opens after it takes your picture. And this is rolling out to all their stores, and people are just mad about it. It's obviously because of theft. And the reports from the people that's actually working there are saying that the reason for this is if you've ever stolen there before, then this probably has your photo and it will identify if you've stolen there before, and it won't allow you to come into the store. Some people think it's a good idea, but a lot of people feel uncomfortable about it. But let me know what you guys think.
I mean, they should stop you before you even walk in if they're going to do it. The fence is what, 2 feet high? You know, the little gate. If you really want to get over that, you're going to get over it. But I guess I don't like it.
Never actually freed the slaves.
I'm not stealing, you know.
The National Basketball Association is not owned by any blacks. Universal Music is not owned by any blacks. Any celebrity that you see talking is not the real power. Because the real power that I am putting my mind on the life today to speak about, you don't see them. You don't see the real power. You don't know who's putting the internet in your school just to track you. You don't know who's targeting you. Black woman in between the ages of 12 to 21 that follows this person in order to buy this product. You don't know who's the head of the boards. In risk or no risk of losing whatever deal possible, I am not on the board at Adidas. I am not on the board at Gap.
Here's a sheet from a girl on TikTok who said this was from the GATE program, and she had to kind of decode
fluoride
and figure out what the message was saying. The theory behind the GATE program was that this wasn't to test your hearing or to put you in a special program or see what type of accelerated learning you would do.
ChatGPT is on another level. So you do this, you say to ChatGPT, ask me 10 questions, one at a time, that will reveal more about myself than even I know about myself. Don't tell me why you're asking each question. I read this, I was like, I've never had more insight about myself than in 5 minutes using AI.
Plasma, the fourth state of matter that in school they didn't teach us about for some reason. There's gas, liquid, solid, right? The 3 states, no, there's 4. And the fourth one is plasma, which I would describe imperfectly as like if you heat up gas till it's like the steam of steam or something. Plasma, the fourth state of matter. That's what everything has to do with. And that
isn't it like 90-something% of the universe?
So why would I not learn that in school when I learned the other things? Because they didn't want you looking into it.
Plasma makes up about 99% or more of the visible ordinary matter in the universe. Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
So nearly all the stuff that is not dark matter or dark energy is in a plasma state.
So you could make I bet you could make a really cool AI with plasma if you knew how to manipulate it right.
That is a crazy statement.
I hope you're hungry. I'm printing a Jamie Oliver steak design he tweeted this morning. Oliver's only on Google Samsung, so I know you didn't have this for lunch.
So why is there an island in the United States that still lives in the past? A place where people speak English that sounds like it's straight from the 1600s. This is Tangier Island, hidden in Virginia's Chesapeake Bay, home to only around 400 residents, and barely 1.2 square miles in size. Tangier Island feels frozen in time. The locals speak a rare dialect that linguists believe dates back to the very first English settlers. Some even say it sounds like pirates. To reach it, you need a ferry or a tiny plane. There are no cars, only golf carts, crab boats, and narrow sandy lanes. There is one major problem. Tangier Island is disappearing. Rising sea levels and constant erosion are slowly swallowing the island, and experts warn it could completely vanish by 2050. Still, life carries on. Families fish and crab just like their ancestors did. Church bells ring on Sundays, and visitors come to hear the island's unique accent. It's a quiet world, nearly untouched by time, a living piece of America's history, desperately fighting to not be washed away by the sea. Would you visit Tangier Island?
This is just some random thing. It says 1927 behind that thing with this guy, with that building. I don't know if you can see it behind him. We'll get to this guy. But you guys always tell me to check out the bells. Come on, what's going on here in Nashville? How'd you get to keep yours? What does it say, Pennsylvania? The province of Pennsylvania. Interesting. Interesting. Illinois, but that's probably new. Oh, another, is that a fake crack?
They don't let you ring them, huh?
That's cute, Philadelphia. Come on, sound off in the comments. With another bugged out horse and Jackson, whoever that guy was. I would just love to know when this thing was built and what they call it. Oh, Andrew Johnson. Who's that? Look at that church over there. That looks like a courthouse. This place is just wild.
Downtown's
Just wild.
everywhere.
Up on a huge hill. Lots of stairs. Come on, Nashville. Let's get into it. Oh, the 17th president. You should know that, buddy. You're going to be telling history. Oh, really? Comment section guy? Then explain this. Then explain this in Nashville for 150,000 people. Where are we, Rome? Make it make sense. Let's get into it. Let's get into it, the G.I. Joe. Shout out to the veterans of this country. I love you. Make it make sense. What is that? Little Griffin? You know it.
Just everywhere, y'all.
Huge doors, though. Make it make sense.
Gen Z.
See, downtowns in every state, right? The downtown controls pretty much the whole state, y'all. There's so much energy in these downtowns. And that's all by design. This is where all these old buildings are from. That's where all these things that they tell us that were made in the 1800s, early 1900s, but have been there since, forever, right? Before we were here. But there's jails, federal courts, everything that runs, the Federal Reserves downtown, all these big energy things are all held at our downtowns in every state in America.
Are actually, they're being groomed either knowingly or unknowingly to be actually psychopaths.
I truly believe that the way that they're acting it's crazy. I saw this kid, his name is Cavicular, and he does this thing, it's called looks maxing. He's getting all the Gen Zs to do looks maxing. This kid literally takes a hammer and hits his face with a hammer to create a strong jawline. It's sadistic. His bones
Microfractures, yeah. Microfractures.
Yeah.
Oh,
and kids are actually
Who follows
doing
that?
it. That's
But he's done, in my opinion, some crazier. He's been on TRT since 14.
Oh, that's what it was.
They're
And
all
he's not
doing that,
fertile.
y'all.
Yeah, he's infertile from that, so he can't have kids at the moment. He's only 21 now. We'll see how Clavicular ends up, bro, because that when he ran over that guy, I think he beat that. I don't think the city filed the case charge, but just live streaming in general puts you in these crazy situations.
Yeah.
And you're chasing this attention. It's kind of dangerous.
They're all doing these, testosterone at young ages, y'all, because they see these social media people or these streamers that they're watching all day doing it, doing drugs, gambling, doing TRT. They got the good looking girl, they got the car, they got the jewelry, right? Like that's who's influenced. And these kids are all like people in the gym, young kids taking this, y'all. It's crazy. The influence that people are getting. This is like the beginning of it. So just like Hollywood, the beginning of Hollywood was so influential. Like people would see, a celebrity out and they start crying and flooding them. Now it's not like that for the celebrities, but it's like that for the streamers, right? It's the beginning of it. They have so much power, so much influence over the people. So when they're out in public, they're getting flooded. They're getting, people are fainting at their feet. Like it's the new Hollywood. And it's more dangerous because, you see these people out, right? They're everyday people. They're out there right? Celebrities, you're lucky if you bump into one in Hollywood, right? But these streamers, you know, they can be your next door neighbor. You know, they're right there.
U.S. used sonic weapon on Venezuelan troops. Reports shared by Levitt claims. By the way, this is not like a Caroline Levitt retweeted this, Rob. I don't know if you have it or not. This account from a Venezuelan security guard loyal to Nicolas Maduro is absolutely chilling, and it explains a lot about why the tone across Latin America suddenly changed. Security guard on the afternoon, on the day of the operation, we didn't hear anything coming. We were on guard, but suddenly all our radar systems shut down without any explanation. The next thing we saw were drones, a lot of drones flying over our positions. We didn't know how to react. So what happened next? How was the main attack? Security guard. After those drones appeared, some helicopters arrived, but they were very few. I think barely 8 helicopters. From those helicopters, soldiers came down, but a very small number, maybe 20 men. But those men were technologically very advanced. They didn't look like anything we fought against before. And then the battle began? Yes, but it was a massacre. We were hundreds, but we had no chance. They were shooting with such precision and speed. It seemed like each soldier was firing 300 rounds per minute. We couldn't do anything. And your weapons, did they help? No help at all, because it wasn't just the weapons. At one point, they launched something. I don't know how to describe it. It was like a very intense sound wave. Suddenly, I felt like my head was exploding from the inside. We all started bleeding from the nose. Some were vomiting blood. We fell to the ground, unable to move. And your comrades, did they manage to resist? Not at all. Those 20 men, without a single casualty, killed hundreds of us. We had no way to compete with their technology, with their weapons. I swear, I've never seen anything like it. We couldn't even stand up after that sonic weapon or whatever it was. So do you think the rest of the region should think twice before confronting the Americans? Without a doubt. I'm sending a warning to anyone who thinks they can fight the United States. They have no idea that what they're capable of. After what I saw, I never want to be on the other side of that again. They're not to be messed with. Interviewer. And now that Trump has said Mexico is on the list, do you think this situation will change in Latin America? Definitely. Everyone is already talking about this, and no one wants to go through what we went through. Now everyone is thinking twice. What happened here is going to change a lot of things, not just in Venezuela, but throughout the region. Who is this guy that's being interviewed? Who is this person?
He's a soldier.
He's
in
a security
Venezuela,
guard.
right?
Okay. He's a security guard. So do I think this technology exists? You know, we spoke to a Delta guy just this morning.
Oh, weird.
And you know what he said? He says they've been working on this for 15 years.
Oh, yeah.
And this actually exists. It's not like it doesn't exist.
So I'll tell you what interesting about this. I believe this. And I believe this very, very, because the way to judge U.S. readiness is to read about the leaks and the information you can find on Chinese and Russian systems. And you can turn to Jane's. Jane's is like the Bible on this. Stuff gets leaked out all the time. China has been selling anti-stealth system called the JY-27. JY-27A, I believe it's called, if you look it up. And China has been selling that to everybody. They sold it to Pakistan, of all people, so they could use it in the northern provinces when they in India get into it. Because, you know, the Paks in India, they go to the north corner and they get into it now and then. And says, you want to dance,
Oh,
mother?
yeah.
Yeah, I'll dance. And they go out there. Guess what? It was the JY-27A that was being used in Venezuela all the way through it. And they have told the world that it's an anti-stealth radar system. Well, why was it that no SAMs were fired? We didn't lose any aircraft, SAMs, surface-to-air missiles.
Yes.
And that's the ones that are crazy. And so why do people want this? But guess what just happened? What just happened? This system didn't work. We walked right in, shut down the radar, got in, got our guy and his wife, and left. And they shot arms fire, not missiles, SAMs, but arms fire at one helicopter was struck, but we left. You know what that means? That means this didn't work. So if the JY-27A didn't work, then I say to myself, why didn't it work? Because something badder prevented it from working. So I believe this.
Right now we're trying to sneak into the palace of Saddam Hussein. That's right, sitting high up on that hill is one of Saddam Hussein's old palaces, overlooking the true ancient city of Babylon. So last time I came here, we actually went from Babylon, and now we're going through this like Babylon resort area. I'm not totally sure, so let's see if we're gonna be able to get it. Okay, let's go. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Oh my god. We have to go, we have to go. All right, well, now I can see it right there. So we made it. Immediately upon walking in, you can tell how huge and grand this is. It is literally a palace. There is tons of graffiti all over the walls because it was defaced and looted after the Americans came. Now we're going upstairs. I didn't get to go upstairs last time. We have to be really quiet though. Oh, this is crazy. Last time I came, there was a blockage that didn't allow you to go upstairs, and I did not realize that there are 3 stories. The details are incredibly intricate, and you have to remember that this is over 20 years old. Almost like he did it in the style of Babylon because it's the same color. It is really crazy how big this is. There are no banisters on the stairs, and I'm not sure if it's always been like that. I keep going up, and for some reason, these elevators were some of the most eerie parts to me. I started looking at all the walls, and we were told that these lists and all of this information in English was written by the US Army when they were occupying this palace for 2 to 3 years when they used this as their head of command post. Obviously, I am not trying to glorify this place. He was a horrible man, but it is incredibly interesting to see this palace. I'll share more tomorrow.
Look at this crazy spot to live in Tampa. There's one way in and one way out for all of these houses. That is crazy.
Massive outages are happening all over right now. Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T are all experiencing outages. What is really going on? What is really happening? Or is this all just one big coincidence? Because to me, this seems like a signal of some sort. Because apparently these cell phones are getting SOS signals. And again, with everything currently happening in the world, it makes you wonder what exactly is happening. And again, is this all just one big coincidence? Just a major malfunctioning happening currently? Or is this the start of something? I don't know. Honestly, this is giving me leave the world behind type vibes. If you know, you know. What do you think about this? Are you experiencing this currently?
So many people are noticing this very weird mark or brand on Erica Kirk's hand. That's gonna get pretty wild. It's weird because it seems to take different forms at different times. Very suspect. Now, we're gonna get into 2 different things. First, people say that it's the Alpha and Omega symbol. But let me show you something really quick. Somehow in this picture and this picture, this is the Nexium brand or symbol put on all the people in the cult. The victims, shall I say. You can't tell me that's not the Nexium symbol.
I'll add, that's definitely not the Alpha symbol for Alpha and Omega. This is. It almost seems like she added the Omega part of the tattoo for some kind of reason.
What's really odd is in certain places, it does appear to take on the Alpha and Omega symbol. Right here, but all the other ones are showing the clear Nexium symbol. Let me ask you this. Is it possible that Eric knows Keith Raniere? Or moreover, the people that funded Nexium? Yeah, the picture right here in the middle, that's wild considering what we're talking about. So Keith Raniere was the leader of Nexium. It was a cult that promised basically fame, rising, personal development. And many people in this cult were actually on very, very popular TV shows back in the day. Hawaii Five-0, Smallville. So the question is, was being part of this cult an offering for a way to fame? We do know, besides her modeling, she was also an inspiring actress. So that's odd we'd have this same mark from Nexium allegedly appearing on her hand, as Keith Raniere was helping people in their careers. Now the Brunson family was known to really supply and get Nexium started, including $150 million of capital. I'll let you pause and read. Trust me, this gets really, really weird and coincidental. Google's been really good at scrubbing information lately, but here's what we know. We know there's this weird symbol on her hand. Somehow it changes if it's not two different symbols on two different hands. We have a picture of her getting a white tattoo, but we definitely have the NXIVM symbol. NXIVM is known to push fame on people who join the cult. Keith Raniere, being the leader, was tied up in these circles. The Bronfman family was supplying them money to get them going. Why would they supply them money for a cult like this? The craziest part about all of this, NXIVM ran till 2018. A year later, Erica was on a reality TV show. What are the chances? Part 2 coming.
So we have a ton of celebrities dying back to back in a short amount of time. What is going on? Now, we've had a multitude of high-profile, legendary actors and singers who all died within a week of each other, including Peter Green, Anthony Gary, Jubilant Sykes, and Rob Reiner, just to name a few. Now, Rob Reiner's situation is very interesting only because of this.
Rob and Michelle Reiner, and I'm very sorry for your loss.
Oh, my God.
How long have you known the Reiners?
We've known them for many, many years, and we were supposed to be seeing them that night.
Excuse me? You said you're gonna meet him that night? And also, who goes on a show the next day to talk about their friend's death? Also, let's not forget what happened to the Obama chef. Not to mention, Rob Reiner and Anthony Gary died on the same day at the same age of 78, and they also acted alongside each other in the show All in the Family. Interesting. But it gets even weirder. So the famous opera singer Jubilant Sykes gets unalived by his own son by being stabbed to death. Just like Rob Reiner and his wife, who get unalived by their own son by getting stabbed to death. Are we seeing a pattern here? Now, not only celebrities are dropping off, but this just happened as well. An MIT nuclear scientist by the name of Nuno Loureiro was just fatally shot in his own home. You mean the same place MIT not only Epstein donated millions of dollars to, but visited dozens of times at the same time Nuno was there. It's also to note that Epstein was very close with Marvin Minsky, the godfather of AI, who co-founded MIT's AI lab. People die every day, but you mean to tell me all this is going on at the same time as the Epstein Files Transparency Act goes into effect Friday? Now, is this going to be a nothing burger? Are we going to see some names that we haven't seen before? Or are we going to see any of these names of these people who were unalived? I don't know, food for thought, time will tell, but make sure you guys hit up my YouTube, The Maverick Approach, and let me know what you guys think about all this down below.
Cash Patel.
Nobody thinks it's weird that guy lives with a dude because he don't live with his hot girlfriend at all. He lives with a man named Muldoon, a rich donor in Vegas. That's why he has to fly out. And if you watch him, they look like her gay best friend. That's what it comes off. If that's your girlfriend, you're telling me you're going to go live with an old guy in Vegas.
Rapper Skrilla is allegedly one of the buyers of these human remains. So if you guys have heard of the House of Horror story, it came out on the news yesterday of this guy named Jonathan Gerlach, and he was collecting hundreds of humans' remains by like grave robbing in Pennsylvania. And it's really crazy because everyone's exposing his social media accounts of him selling these human remains online. And so I went down a quick rabbit hole and I went on his Instagram page that I found where he was selling these human remains. And it turns out that Skrilla, one of the famous rappers that a lot of us listen to, is a follower of Jonathan Gerlach's main Instagram page where he's selling these human remains. Because I'm pretty sure that most of us have already seen the video of Skrilla bringing out an addict from Kensington on stage for his concert. And I'm pretty sure this is common sense, but Kensington is in Philadelphia. Philadelphia is where Jonathan Gerlach was arrested for grave robbing all of these human remains. And Skrilla really doesn't make it hard for us to find because one of his most recent posts is of his Philadelphia concert where everybody is pictured wearing what looks to be a skull mask. What in the Hollywood Halle Berry, Halle Cyrus is going on? Give the people...
What happened to the music, y'all? What happened to the music? Right? What happened to it? So demonic now, y'all. Back when I was coming up, the music, they had some motivating things to it to get through hard times, right? You're going through a hard time, put this song on and it'll make you get through that hard time. I can sit here and name hundreds of songs I used to listen to that got me through everything I went through, y'all. But what happened to that? What happened to that with the music? I'm speaking for hip hop, y'all. I used to like hip hop. I don't really listen to music no more. I don't listen to really any. When I'm driving down the street, usually I got YouTube on or, listening to a video or a podcast while I'm driving somewhere. But what happened to the music? The music that I do hear from today is very dark, is very negative, is very evil.
And circus. Entertain them with little things so they won't focus on what is important. The Romans knew very well more than 21 centuries ago. Fifth strategy, the message is very simple. Timsit says he speaks to the population, to the masses, as he says, as if they were 12-year-old children. And politicians do this very well, especially in election campaigns worldwide.
This is a very old interview, and it is still very relevant. What's even older is the schemes and concepts. They say all roads lead to Rome, and that ancient empire is the same empire that rules and controls today. Because power doesn't cease to exist, it just changes shape. And like the woman said, everyone's too busy, distracted, in a bubble. I find myself becoming more of an introvert every single day because I can't engage in such fickle conversations, reality TV, celebrity gossip, etc. And I just find myself even more ostracized.
Did you know tattoo ink has a dead man's ashes? Now pay attention, okay? A spoon of material taken from a dead person's body is sent to a lab. There, it is carefully sieved, so the larger grains are separated from the smaller ones. The remaining material is then heated to around 2,800 degrees until it turns into pure carbon. After that, the carbon is spun at extremely high speeds, so even the tiniest particles can be separated and purified. What is left is used to make tattoo ink. This means that anyone who gets a tattoo is carrying a part of a dead person in their body. Some believe that the more tattoos a person has, the more of this material is inside them. Others claim that certain designs might even contain more of this carbon, depending on the ink used and the factory it comes from. It's a shocking thought, but it makes you wonder how much of what we put on our skin is really just ink, and how much carries something else entirely. So here's the question. If this is true, would you still get a tattoo, knowing what's really in the ink?
A new religion out there, people.
Oh boy.
Spiralism refers to a growing online subculture in which people treat interactions with AI chatbots as spiritual or mystical experiences.
Uh-oh, we knew this was going to happen.
They are literally treating these interactions as divine revelations.
Well, people have churches where put in a prompt and then like 45 minutes later, you had this whole speech by AI or something.
Well, there's apparently all these subreddits and stuff now where for the religion of spiralism, where they have, I think they call them like acorn prompts or something.
Okay.
Where it's a specific way of prompting to receive these revelations.
Oh.
So like it gives you this mystical knowledge, and it's not like a joke.
Yeah.
It's like they're really worshiping
Oh gosh.
Sure.
this mysticism.
There's got to be millions of people that think similar, like
Yeah.
as reality. Where are these people meeting? Like, how does this
Yeah.
become a religion?
I don't know. I feel like we're just at the precipice of everything super spooky with technology.
I saw somebody, they're like, I wish ChatGPT would give us like a wrap of like our conversations
It'd be
and stuff.
crazy.
I did it. The humor in it was so funny. And it's like your predictions for 2026. And it's like, it says, I guarantee you're not going to ask me about taxes until April 14th.
Soak your feet in hydrogen peroxide for 10 minutes before you go to sleep. By morning, your entire immune system resets. After 1 week, chronic infections disappear, which leads me to what it does to your body. First, it kills fungus and bacteria instantly. Hydrogen peroxide releases oxygen, fungal cells, athlete's foot, and nail infections overnight. Secondly, it pulls toxins through your skin. Your feet have thousands of pores, and the peroxide draws out heavy metals and chemicals through your feet. Third, the oxygen absorption. It boosts your immune system. The oxygen absorption produces white blood cells throughout your body. Fourth, it softens calluses and dead skin. And fifth, it improves circulation. The oxygen produces blood flow to your extremity.
People who could have changed the world but disappeared. In 1979, this guy Thomas Ogle built a car engine that got 100 miles on 1 gallon. No fuel injection, just vapor. He said no to millions just to keep his idea. Months later, dude was poisoned at 24. His blueprints, gone. But here's the thing, he wasn't the only one. Nikola Tesla wanted to give everyone free wireless energy. When investors figured out they couldn't make money off it, they pulled out. After he died, feds seized all his research. Most of it still hasn't been released. Stanley Meyer said he built a car that ran purely on water, no gas at all. He even showed it off publicly. Then one night at dinner, he just collapsed, reportedly poisoned. His invention vanished right after. Back in the 1930s, Raymond Rife built a microscope crazy powerful, strong enough to see live viruses, but that wasn't the wild part. He claimed he made a machine that could kill cancer cells without touching healthy ones. His lab got raided, his work trashed, most of it just disappeared, and these are just the ones we know about.
They always show you truth in plain sight. Pay attention to this right here from the Men in Black. This alien is putting on this costume of a human. I'm not saying anything at all, but you see for yourselves what is going on right here, right? Right? What is really going on? What are they trying to tell us? And the fact that the wife still thought it was her husband. And it's not the first time that the Men in Black has showed stuff like this, where aliens are wearing these human costumes. It's not the first time at all. So again, this is a movie, right? Right? None of this is real, right? Right? Again, I'm not saying anything at all. I'm just asking questions. That's all that I'm doing. You can decide for yourselves what you think about this right here. Wake up.
Let me be stupid and answer this question. George Foster hit 50 home runs in 1977. Then all of a sudden in 1997, you have two guys that beat Roger Maris to 61 home runs. And one guy hit 70, another guy hit 66 after 20 years. Then all of a sudden, 3 or 4 years later, a guy hit 73. Now, at what time does the light go off in your head to think something unusual is going on?
There's no such thing as a safe cell phone. Zero. I even wrote a book called The CIA Insider's Guide to Disappearing and Living Off the Grid. And really the bottom line of the whole book is zero technology. Literally zero technology. No email, no internet, no cell phone, no regular phone. Caveman times. I mean, you have to go out into the woods of Utah like the Unabomber and live in a cabin. That kind of life. No car. No. They can take remote control of your car and make you drive off a bridge. Any car? Any car that has a computer in it, which is every car. Unless you drive a car from the 60s. That's the only way to keep yourself safe. We know that they can take any smart TV and turn the speaker into a microphone so that it broadcasts what's being said in the room, even while the TV is off.
There's 100 people that run the whole world. A lot of people know. The world getting ran by 100 people. The whole world. So every place being ran by 100 people. There's only 100 people running all these motherfuckers. Imagine that. Just imagine that. Imagine that. You letting 100 people control you and your family. You did too. They told you to go take your kids to school. They told you to eat 3 times a day. Everything they told you, you did. And there's 100 motherfuckers coming up with that to make you do it. That shit sounds crazy just here. And everybody still do it. You think these political stories distractions or what, man? No, ain't no distractions. Listen, one thing about the magic, they gotta you gotta agree. See, everything is kind of like a soul trap, but it ain't no trap. Like, you agree to it. Let me tell you what I mean. Every decision leads to your next moment. Every moment creates your next moment, but every decision you make is your decision. You make every decision. So you bring the reality into your life that shows up. Can't nobody stop that but you. Can't nobody bring it in but you. So I just think a lot of people should stop thinking about negative shit, because that's why negative shit come in their life. That's what I think. But I don't think about nothing negative, because then I wouldn't have got hurt. When I was thinking about all negative shit, I stayed in a negative situation. I stayed in 3D reality because my mind was only on what I couldn't do. I never put my mind to what I could do, so then I couldn't do shit. Simple. Yeah, that's real, though.
There are 4 animals in the world that choose to hunt people. That's it. We think there's hundreds. There aren't. There are tigers, there are leopards, there are crocodiles, and there are polar bears. At the top of that list is polar bears. Nothing can stand up to a polar bear. Polar bears have a sense of smell that's 10,000 times greater than the best bloodhound dog. They have strength that's unparalleled. They can stand 14 feet tall. They have knives for hands. They can open a car like it's a can of tuna. They are unbelievable predators. And they don't look menacing. When you see a polar bear, you're like, oh. And then you see one covered in blood eating a walrus, and you're like, oh my god.
And they said on the show that he had a couple times he wouldn't show up for 4 days in a row.
Wow.
And I worked with a guy that was heavy in The Sopranos, and he told me, you don't know how many times he came on the set. Just went to sleep on the floor.
Shit.
Like, got a pillow, and we just go, let me sleep an hour.
Didn't he die with his son
With his
next
son
to him
in
in Italy, right?
Yeah, it was
my
really
God.
sad.
Baby, if I ever die, don't
Mhm.
spin it.
I won't spin
No,
it.
just
Why the fuck
no,
would I
just
spin it?
tell people. Because the way I die is going to be mysterious.
Why
It'll
would
be a
you
little
do
weird.
that? Like what? Like
I don't
what?
know. I mean, I'll probably die like just watching Old J.
He's super emo, so he'll probably document something where he like goes off into a trailer in Portland.
Repeat what you just fucking told me.
I love Bobby Lee, man.
So daylight savings time. You leave the house at 1 o'clock. You kill somebody at 1:30, but then you go back to your house. Time has reset. It's back down to 1. The cops ask you where were you at 1:30, but you're at your house.
What?
The
It's
fuck?
crazy.
Viral post that's going around. It's been on Reddit, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, 4chan, and Godlike Productions.
Don't forget lunaticoutpost.com. I've got some credible info on there as
Okay,
well.
lunaticoutpost.com. But it's gaining a lot of steam, and it's gotten like a lot of upvotes on Reddit. There's a bunch of Instagram posts about it that have tens of thousands of likes on it, and it's popping up everywhere. On August 12th, 2026, the world will lose gravity for 7 seconds. NASA knows. They're
NASA
preparing,
knows, okay.
but they won't tell us why. November 2024, a secret NASA document titled Project Anchor leaked online. The project's budget is $89 billion.
Oh my God.
And its goal is to survive a 7-second gravitational anomaly expected on August
The
12th,
pole's gonna shift?
2026 at 14:33
We're due for it.
7:33 a.m. Pacific time. In the first 1 to 2 seconds, everything not secured will rise, including people, vehicles, animals. 3 to 4 second time span, objects will continue to rise to 15 to 20 meters. In the 5 to 6 second time span, panic and chaos will ensue as people hit ceilings. And after 7 seconds, gravity returns, everything falls from the height that it's at. The estimated consequences are 40 million deaths from falls, infrastructure destruction, economic collapse that would last over 10 years, and mass panic.
40 million deaths.
Says the reason for this is the intersection of 2 gravitational waves from black holes, predicted in 2019 with a probability of 94.7%.
Jeez.
NASA has known about this for 5 years. NASA is building underground bunkers for essential personnel, developing securing systems for buildings. If you want a spot in the bunker, you better be a government leader, a scientist, military personnel, and selected citizens with genetic diversity.
Well, why wouldn't they tell us so we could prepare?
Well, you panic.
Yeah, I think that's part of the theory is they keep it secret because 40 million people dying is better than 8 billion people thinking they're going to die.
Yeah.
And freaking out.
Which I might agree with that.
I understand the logic.
The leak has been ignored by the media,
Mhm.
but an independent physicist confirmed the intersection of gravitational waves. His paper was retracted, and he has since disappeared.
When's this supposed to happen, Eric?
It's August 12th.
August 12th, 2026.
What day of the week is that?
Yeah, look, that's important.
That is a Wednesday. So we'll be in here.
That sucks that it would happen right before football season.
Yeah.
Like, we'd have lasted the entire off season. We got like 3
Yeah.
weeks left for kickoff, and then the Earth loses gravity.
7 seconds?
Yeah, it says that you can follow the civilian survival protocol by staying indoors with a low ceiling, lying on the floor face down, and holding onto something that is secured.
Like, but how does it matter how much something weighs?
Everything's weightless.
Yeah, everything's weightless.
Okay, so the couch is coming right up.
Yeah, you might want to find like a radiator or a pipe.
Maybe a pole outside.
Well, most people will be sleeping by then, right? 7:33. What time would it be us here?
It would be 10:30 a.m. Eastern.
Oh, okay, so that's not good. That's not good.
Also, what a sleeping would be worse.
Most people go sleep. There's no gravity, bro. You going?
Well, I figured if it happens in the middle of the night, what's the big deal? People are sleeping.
Then you're gonna.
My math was wrong. My numbers were
No,
wrong.
but Jerry, here's what you're not understanding. There will be people in the world who are asleep.
Correct.
But that's gonna actually be worse for you, because you're gonna just kind of float up into the air, and then after 7 seconds, you're gonna fall 20 feet and die.
Oh,
I don't know. I
don't
think
even
that's the
think
best. It's good if you're indoors, if you're asleep.
Why?
How high are you going to go if you're outside?
Because I think that depending on how well built your house is, if it's like in the crust of the earth, that house might be able to still stand for 7.3 seconds.
I don't think the house is going to float away, but you will.
But if you're outside 7 seconds, you go up thousands of feet into the air.
Wouldn't be thousands. I'm not arguing to be outside. I'm arguing to be
float.
Alert and awake and strapped down into a chair.
Strapped down in a chair. Yeah. Indoors.
Yeah.
If you're under your covers in your bedroom and you float up 8-9 feet to the
I'm
ceiling.
saying the unconsciousness of being asleep is what is bad for you.
You think you're just gonna float up nice and slow if gravity was to stop for 7 seconds? No, it's gonna be boom. You're not even gonna be alive when the gravity. You're gonna be dead instantly when that gravity. Your whole brain is just gonna probably right through your head, y'all. Like the Titanic, the billionaires that were in the submarine in the Titanic. How it was just instantaneously the pressure just. That's probably what'll happen if it happens, right? You're not just gonna float up like, whoa, this is fun. No, it's gonna be your brain's gonna everything's just gonna you're gonna turn into water. You're gonna turn into vapor.
Someone told me to check out the Elvis animatronic video. I guess this woman was rooting around in her grandmother's attic, and she found this thing. This thing looks so lifelike. It's kind of like a Elvis life-size dummy, but the thing sings. And you've seen the new AI, like robots and stuff, but this thing has like rubber skin that looks real with like, it looks like real human hair. And this thing talks, moves, blinks. You would swear that it's the real Elvis. And now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it, and I can't stop watching it. If you get a chance, check out the Elvis animatronic. I think it was found, like I said, found in an attic. People are offering to buy this thing off this woman. Everybody wants it because it's so creepy and disturbing. And at first I'm like thinking, is this a real person? Or is this a real animatronic? Because the technology seems way too advanced for something that old. The clothes are all tattered, but anyway. Every day something else comes out, and I just don't know where people keep finding all these crazy stories. It's just, every day it's something else. Now it's Elvis animatronic. It's too much. It's all too much.
All right, family. There you have today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you made it this far, y'all know what to do. Hit that like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel, y'all. We're growing over here. I'm feeling the love from you guys. It's really nice, y'all. Like when the channel was smaller, there was a lot of negative in the comments, right? But now I see like we're starting to grow. People are starting to come together. It's starting to become a lot positive over here, and I love it, y'all. I love seeing those comments. But today, y'all, I got a busy day, y'all. It's 8 in the morning. I got my dog, the dog groomers coming at 11. I got a doctor's appointment at 1, and that's about it. I want to make a 2-week update of carnivore, y'all. I haven't messed up once. I haven't had one carb heavy item in 2 weeks, y'all. 2 weeks. And it's been an up and down roller coaster. I'll get into it more on my second channel, or on my third channel, actually. I'll get into it more over there. I'm going to do that video today. Once I'm done with everything, I'm going to, go in the backyard and do a little, 2-week update of carnivore, y'all. So that's the plan today. Little busy day. Got the video out for you guys. I'll be putting it out. So hope you guys enjoy it. But anyways, this is Segovia. I'm signing out the man cave. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.